Yeah, I'm fine for now.
Okay, so down the list, I will introduce my character first, and if anybody has any cool brainstorming ideas or character connections, feel free.
I actually do need the character stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Is like if you don't have it now, we're gonna brainstorm it and help out.
Okay.
So I'm playing Sarissa Ashbourne. She's a drow. I explained her family history earlier. Her great grandparents were spies for the Drow Nation on the Dominion, but they were turned into double agents and eventually betrayed the Drow Nation. Her grandparents were murdered as punishment for her great grandparents by the Drow Nation, which left her parents penniless. They turned to organized crime and took very well to it. Her mother is a mob boss. I have no information on her father. Her siblings are her rivals in attempts to prove to Mother that they are obviously the best one to be inheriting the position. Her NPCs are her mother, her siblings, the mob, and the Drow assassin organization. The assassin cult that killed off her grandparents. And her unresolved conflicts are impressing her mother and climbing through the ranks of the mob and avenging her grandparents. What do you got for me, Falco?
Alright, Zach, the basic concept behind him is that his family line is both blessed and cursed because of a pact made with the devil or whatever the equivalent is. I know your cosmology is a little different, but basically it means that the soul of everyone in the family is owed to the pit fiends that signed the pact. And so the problem with that was, other than, the obvious burn in hell for all eternity after you die, is that it didn't actually say after you die. And so his sister was taken when she was still actually quite young. So one of his major unresolved...
Straight up supernatural shit right there.
Oh yeah. One of his unresolved threats is the combination of both wanting to get his sister back and to break that fucking pact without,
losing all of his cool social powers.
Right. And,
in short, you're basically hoping that if you survive, you might let the DM have you, for story reasons, convert you to favorite soul.
But, anyway, and then in addition, in the process, what?
I don't know, I just noticed Grant got echoey.
It's probably because he was coming through Falco.
Yeah. Yeah, I echo if I leave it on too long.
Okay, so you're...
Anyway,
continuing. To pact and save your sister?
That's one of them. The other one is that in the process, before he actually joined up with the mercenary group, he made the mistake of sort of trespassing in not quite like a town, but like a small settlement led by a fairly fanatical cleric. And that cleric wants him dead for, using up, quote-unquote, their life well, even though all he did was sleep there. But either way, they want to take him in officially for questioning, but it means they're going to kill him.
And it's funny because that's happening before the life wells are known to be finite.
Right.
So, yeah, okay, so racist cleric.
Yep.
Right, that's kind of awesome.
And yeah,
Did you roll Tiefling?
No, he's human.
Okay.
That's why, the pact is part of the fiendish heritage. He gets the power more from that than from being a tiefling or having it naturally in his blood.
Yep, okay. So what are your NPC lists?
NPC list is his sister, obviously. His mother and father, who aren't part of the mercenary group but are in a camp nearby, they've kind of given up on things because they don't want to go against the pact or, risk the wrath of those fiends. There's the pit fiend itself, which I don't expect to run into early on, but you never know. His I listed his great-great-grandmother as one because, well, she's theoretically got to be dead by now. Who knows?
Right.
And then there's, of course, the cleric that hates him. He's officially a Thane of the settlement now. So, yeah, so he actually has a little bit of power to back up what he's doing.
He's like a mayor or even a count.
Right.
Okay.
And That's all I have so far for NPCs.
What are you,
I was gonna add a few
neutral?
more. What?
Are you chaotic neutral or?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna get along or not get along. Sometimes. Not all the
Both.
time. Yeah. Okay, Matt. What is your character's name?
Okay, great job. I have so much insight into you now.
Most of us get names that include multiple letters, but you know.
Well, that did have multiple letters. I mean, there was an M, and then an H, and then
And
another
then, no, it was
M.
an M, and then an M, and then an M, and then an M. It was multiple M's. That counts, right?
You know what? Why not shoot for a vowel? Contrary to popular belief, you don't need to buy them.
I didn't think of a good name. Or I didn't actually think of a
Hit
name
up a
at
fucking
all.
randomizer.
Okay, hang on one sec. I'll do it.
Google name generator. Jesus Christ. How hard can it be?
That's what she said.
Why don't we let Chris step up to the plate instead while you're putting your shit together? Chris! What is your character's name, race, and alignment? And his push to talk button.
Oh, so you couldn't hear the fact that I was also looking up a name generator.
Are you playing lawful good or neutral good? Or lawful neutral?
I think I might go neutral good. Cause I still like the idea of somebody who was part of the Templar and didn't there was too much bullshit.
And by what you mean by saying part of the Templar was he was a political activist for the Templar and has had some scandal.
Well, yeah, it's more like, okay, a good example is that presumably the cleric who was trying, he may have witnessed this even, maybe this is one of the reasons that he joined the company, is that, you know, he witnesses this cleric, being like, yo, dude, like, it's obvious that he's gonna kill this guy, and so, like, what's the cleric choir?
The host.
So the host is like, well, I mean, like, he's a cleric, you know, he does what clerics do. And the Templar's like, we can't really disturb the host, man. Like, that's interpolitical issues there.
Especially
and he's just
if-
like,
especially
how
if
about
the
we
pu-
just kill the fucking cleric who's obviously being a douche? Like, there's a simple answer here, a simple solution. You challenge him to a duel, you smite the dude. And they're like, no,
Right.
this is like scandal. And he's like, okay, this needs to stop. All this is bullshit.
Right.
So
you,
he's,
you stepped up for Falco's character?
yeah.
Okay,
That works.
push comes to shove, the cleric gets their hands on Falco, and you interfere. Falco escapes.
And suddenly I'm on trial because, you know, I defended a dude who was just being fucking...
Alright,
dude was racist.
Okay, so basically you were a part of, let's say you were part of the Well chapter in that town. And it could be the Well chapter that you get expelled from. Rather than, like, because the choirs themselves are more, like, you self-identify.
Right.
So you got expelled from a Well chapter, that's a big deal.
And, like, it was one of those moments where they're like, well, like, you're expelled. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm leaving. I'm fucking leaving.
You can't
this
fire
is
me.
bullshit.
I quit!
You can't fire me, I quit. So he fucking leaves it. And he's like, oh, shit, I didn't really think that through. I don't really know what else to do. I'm kind of, like, this was kind of my gig. And so he's just, like, wandering away from town, and he comes across this fucking sorcerer, and he's like, where are you going?
Right, okay, so you both joined at the same time. To the
Pretty
game.
much.
Okay, yeah, I like that. So, unresolved thread.
He's pretty pissed off at that cleric in particular. Like, that cleric is
Right,
like
right,
the
okay.
embodiment of everything that is wrong.
Fuck this
Okay,
cleric
so
in particular.
unresolved thread, racist cleric. Oh my god, it's the racist ranger all over again. This is amazing.
Yes!
Yes, the NPC lives on. I just want it noted that we have a fiendish dude and a drow in the party. Like, nobody likes us.
And
Pretty
the
much.
ASMR is totally cool with this.
Bro,
The
live and let
ASMR
live.
is like, okay, the sad thing is that this is going to turn into a slightly Kajir scenario all over again, because the ASMR is like, no, really, they're not such bad guys. The fucking Drow's over there stabbing some guy in the back, and the Sorcerer is like sacrificing the goat on the altar, and the ASMR is like, no, really, they're...
Nah, once you see past all the evil, they're not bad people.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're a little rough around the edges, there's some blood involved, but I mean, really, when it comes down to it...
Okay, so is this a reincarnation of Kajir, or did you just not change your name?
I haven't changed the name yet. I'm mashing some letters
so
together.
So that's one thread and at least one NPC. You can also add to your list of NPCs the Well chapter you used to be a part of.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is that he liked being like. I think one of his threads is like what he's looking for a cause, like. He's got this new family now in the mercenary company, and it's great fighting for them and fighting for what they do, but it's not the same as being part of the Well chapter was, because that was a calling.
Right.
The
mercenary camp, your calling is don't die, get enough money to eat.
Yeah, and I mean, like, he treats some of them like he tries to do it like kind of like a family thing, except then he realizes that they're all kind of like that awkward uncle. Where he's like, man, I'm not really sure I actually like any of these douchebags. But I mean,
right.
I'm here, so I'll protect him. But this is really... So he's in this place where he's looking for something to... He's looking for a cause to fight for. And, like, the one thing that he's managed to take solace in is that idea of, like, man... So, I mean, you know... You lose a lot of prestige when you get dropped out of the order. And so now he's just like, well, I mean, like, I was more of like a paladin before, but now, like, I just want this, like, really nice looking armor. Like, I mean, I'm a mercenary now, but I can at least look like a paladin.
Right. You can try to be a paladin in and among all the mercenaries. Which is funny because you're not a paladin, you're a crusader.
Paladin, crusader, it's the same thing. The Crusader is effectively the Tome of Battle.
Yeah, it's the Tome of
Paladin.
Reminds me, Falco, do you plan on being a blaster?
I'm kind of planning to like split up between blaster and controller.
Okay. You can count on the Drow character to be very rogue-like, but she's eventually going to be the jack of all trades that fits into any scenario because fucking Factotum Chameleon.
Right.
She's supposed to be like the arcane-obsessed rogue who's always got her nose in spell books, even though she really doesn't know how to cast spells yet. She's trying really hard, though. Okay.
Can you cast Read Magic for me on this? That's just a scribble in the dirt.
Just like doodle a rune and be like, stare at that for a while.
Yeah, totally.
Like, see how long it takes her. It's like, see if you can disguise it just enough so that it takes her at least a minute to find out that what she's been doing is staring at a dick you drew in the dirt.
Right.
Okay. That was 2 threads. Do you have any more you want to tack on? We've only got 2 NPCs so far. You want at least 1 or 2 more.
Well, I mean, what was his family like? What was his family like?
You could say that, like, he was put on trial and he got away, and now there's a bounty hunter on his ass.
No, I think I want to go with, like he would have taken it, but I want to go with the whole, like, dishonored family routine.
Dishonored family.
Where, like, he had been, like, it wasn't just that he was a knight, it was that his father was a member of the Well chapter, and his father before him, and so now his father's just like, way to ruin the family lineage here.
Right, so dad disowned him.
Yeah.
And he's got to, like, earn his father's trust again.
Yeah, and like
Or burn it in a fire to never be.
Well, I mean, like his father's like, no, you need to work back for this, and he's like, no, like I turned my back on this. This was bullshit, and he's like, no, like this is tradition.
Right. Okay.
So now it's not just like his father's trying to get him back into the order, and he's trying to find something to like show to his father that's better than this. That's the connection to the new cause that he's looking for. Is he's looking for this new cause, and then he can take that new cause and be like, no, Dad, I'm fighting for this now, and this is more important.
Right. Okay, so NPC dad. And you're pretty much good to go. You need a name. Badly.
I kind of feel like something like Zyron.
We'll go with it. Because I know how you spell everything. Obviously, that is X-Y-R-I-N.
Nope.
Oh my god, you out-whited me. I wouldn't run with that spelling myself, it looks like raisin.
His name is a work in progress.
And Raisin, the Azamar Crusader. Okay, Matt. What do you got for me? Introduce yourself.
I'm still working on the name.
Okay.
We're
We
so
have
bad
one?
at names in this group.
I just tend to put syllables together.
I can tell. What the fuck last name is that?
Yeah.
Zach. Scaphartis. Ska. 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 Part of your name rhymes with fart. Okay, Matt, what's your limit? What do you got?
Alright. Well, I know that the character is of demonic heritage, but in a different way than the sorcerer.
It's totally my own
He,
unique thing.
Yeah, well, somewhere in the distant past, their family interacted with demons for one reason or another, and apparently someone in the family got knocked up.
Okay.
So every once in a while, every generation or so, somebody in the family ends up manifesting the demonic heritage, and he just happened to do it while he was in the middle of going to seminary, studying to be, I don't know, clergy, layman, whatever.
You're fucking in the middle of preschool and you have your demon chrysalis. Good job.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but, you know, his grades were awesome, and he was smart, so they were like, well, clearly you're never gonna be, you know, working with the people, but we'll just stick you in the basement and take care of our weird shit.
Right, right. So you also suffer the brunt of racism.
A little bit, but it's not as bad as the sorcerer had it.
Right.
Like, he's not actually kicked out of the church or anything, he's just ostracized to doing the weird-ass jobs. But it wasn't necessarily that satisfying, and so he decided, oh, I've been struck with all of this demonness, I might as well go investigate that and figure out what the hell is going on. Why is it manifesting in me? What is the point? Is there something bigger? And so he left, but going from cushy noble life to seminary to hitting the roads, Jack, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing, fell in the wrong crowd, and got contracted into the mercenary band before he knew what the fuck was up.
So basically, he doesn't know why he's here.
No, he's got no goddamn clue.
Yo, you're a
Why
nerd.
did
You know
take
about
this
demons.
job?
You're gonna
You
come
know,
help me
that's
break
a good
the test.
question. You know what? I bet you there's like some fucking smooth-talking rogue named like Kenrick or something in the like massive NPCs who fast-talked you into a job.
Probably.
No, if it's gonna be somebody who fast talked him, that's Findel.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Findel.
That, or they got him drunk.
A
And
little-
then
a
hit
little-
him
a
over
little
the head,
gnomish rogue in a
and
pink
then
shirt.
he woke up in a mercenary camp, and they told him, "Hey, new
Yeah,
guy."
you owe me 3 goats, motherfucker. Get to work.
Like,
You know, I could so see with him being an archivist, that's with a demon lineage, you know, that's still fiendish. I could so see my sorcerer being like, wait, you're a nerd that knows about demony and fiendish stuff, right?
You're
Yeah.
a
And then, like, pretty much making him come along to help him figure this shit out.
so you're a demon geek, right?
A little
I can,
bit.
I can use your I'm going to use your help.
It's non-negotiable. Come along now.
Don't be racist. Help me out.
Have you seen the color of my skin?
Don't make me play the fiendish card.
I don't think that I'm in a position to be racist.
I'm gonna take my character's last name off of my fucking token.
But what about your token for outside the bedroom?
Okay, so Matt, you need a name.
Okay, yes I do. I do need a name.
You can name him Noname. Noname.
Well, that might actually, something along those lines might actually work.
No. You're not using a different pronunciation of no name as your name.
I was thinking the unnamed, but okay.
Your character could be the one that's constantly insisting that he has a title. Like he could be Zahrin, the unnamed, and nobody will ever call him the unnamed.
I'm Star-Lord. Who? I'm bad at names, and I don't like just slapping random syllables together. Sorry, okay.
Look, you need to pick a name. Fucking hit the random generators and see if anything sounds cool that you can change to what you want.
I've been doing that.
Call him
I'm still doing that.
Or Abel.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go with that. Let's call him Abel.
Alright. What alignment were you again?
I don't know. I was thinking lawful though. Lawful something.
Lawful neutral would be a good play.
Alright, yeah. So I was
Especially knowing you.
I
leaning
find
towards lawful neutral.
I find that ironic. He's the demon one and he's lawful. I'm the devil one and I'm chaotic.
No.
Right-click your
devil.
name.
I'm devil related. I just keep mixing up devil.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
demons are chaotic, devils are lawful.
Well, that works even better then for why he
You
would
want,
have
if you
described
want to
you.
remember that, Matt, you sign a contract with the devil.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's actually why it is that.
No, I know. I
And the
I mix
demon
them. I just use
disembowels
the
you 'cause
terms
he's chaotic.
interchangeably, not actually in confusion.
Look, Sarissa just wants you to know that she only disembowels people on occasion. Right? It's not a regular thing. Okay.
Well, as long as she shares.
Yeah, she's got no problem with sharing the disembowelment. Would you like some?
Well, of
Let
course.
me get my dagger real quick. Okay, Matt, right-click your name in the, in TeamSpeak.
In where?
In TeamSpeak, right-click on your name, and change your display name to Abel.
Grant, could you change my name to what I just typed in Matt Tools?
You want to be called Arzan?
No.
The
That's
R's
Azarn.
after the
I'm
Z.
Tarzan. I just dropped the T.
Oh, I read Azarn, okay.
Yeah. And I figured that would probably be boiled down to people calling me Az, because that's how names
Except for
always
the chaotic
go.
characters who insist on calling you Al. For no discernible reason.
That's chaotic though.
We can
Nobody's
just call him
being
Ann.
that.
That's let's poke fun at the Azavar.
Yeah. Yeah, technically my character's name is Zacharias, but I just put Zach there because he would never introduce himself as Zacharias.
As an ASMR, I'm pretty much obligated to give you not just my full name, but my entire family lineage going back 14 generations.
What are you, white?
Pretty much, that's what ASMR is. It's like
Yeah.
white.
Okay, so, I'm gonna grab a drink real quick, and then we can actually sit down and do some playing. even though it took us literally all 4 hours to create characters.
Hey, mine was pretty much done. I was just helping you with the monster
But
shit and
I'm totally
whatnot.
down for playing, maybe killing some rats in a basement. I at least want to get some playtesting in.
Yeah, I
Because it's
do
like,
wanna
remember that I
test
didn't
out
put a
the
bleeding
mythic
macro in place. God damn it, or an XP. Fuck! So I'm gonna call like a 5-minute break. Get your snacks, get your munchies, go pee before we leave. And then we'll give this fucking fate chart shit a whirl. Alright?
Alright.
Okay.
Hi, Dad.
While the viewers, or to the viewers, while everybody's gone, I'm actually selecting my fucking maneuvers because I forgot to do that.
Let's make a movement. Let's make a movement.
Alrighty, I'm here again.
Yep.
Let's make a movement.
I'm doing my maneuvers real quick because I forgot to do so.
Yeah, you already said that.
Oh, I didn't know you were here the whole time. Damn,
Well, I was.
we got that.
And now you sound stupid.
Let's make
Meh.
a movement.
Although not just this time, of course. You sound stupid all the time. But I mean, just now you sound especially stupid.
Okay. You can't hear me in TeamSpeak, but they can hear me on the stream. I got a minute cooking on my hot dogs. I have hot dogs cooking for a minute. And then I'm going to eat my hot dogs. It'll be fucking delicious. Falco, why are you over there? Just gotta
Well,
be
I'm
different,
over
huh?
where?
You just gotta be different.
I do.
That's your problem. Well, to be rebellious about the concept of rebellion, I'm going to uniformly march over with you.
Crap, I don't know how I react to that.
As the lawful character.
You have to follow the crowd of rebellion.
That was the only valid response to that. I suppose that means Matt has to as well because he's lawful.
You got law in my
Let's
chaos.
make a
You got
movement.
chaos in my law.
Okay, so let's do a plot hook for the first session, shall we? It'll be
Sure, why not?
We're looking for a plot that's going to be simple, have a small amount of dungeoning, a little bit of combat, just stuff to get used to the buttons and shit, right?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay, so we'll go down from top to bottom on a 1d4 to find out which NPC or which PC has their plot hook used. Falco,
Alright.
your first plot hook is 1, your second plot hook is 2. What's your second plot hook? Is it the racist cleric?
Yep.
Okay, it's also going to involve, how many NPCs are on your list?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
NPC number 4.
3. That is the Pit Fiend.
Uh. Well,
Alright, so what if the Pit Fiend is, or what if the cleric is trying to exorcise a demon, right? Except it turns out it's actually this Pit Fiend. Needless to say, this doesn't go according to plan.
I think he's trying to get the word pair. You know, you could probably just make a separate macro for that.
we'll note that, yeah. But for now, I'm totally fucking ragging all over Chris with the ping, 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 ping. Yo.
Why are you doing that?
There we are. A transform of love.
Okay, so good for the NPC, which is this Pit Fiend. Okay.
Right.
Transform of love. Let's start floating ideas. What does this mean?
The Pit Fiend is taking the form of a woman to seduce this cleric for some reason.
Obviously, if it's got to be something in the church. The cleric has something in the church that is detrimental to the Pit Fiend that he can only gain access through the cleric.
Right.
Some kind of religious holy symbol or something that was recovered recently.
I'm not sure what all this rolling means.
Oh, it was only being done to find one that'll come up with a random event. Because technically that's supposed to be how you start off the first scene, is to get a random event.
Right.
Or a
I got
event
it.
action, yeah.
So, what are the variables for inside the transform of love scenario? Is the cleric versus the Pit Fiend or something?
Yeah, we had already rolled to see which NPC was being affected and which plot hook from one of the PCs was being affected, and the cleric was basically the plot hook, and the Pit Fiend was the NPC. And so, transform of love relating to the NPC's positive, meaning that basically something good's going to happen to that Pit Fiend because of some transformation of love.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't even have to be a Pit Fiend, though. I mean, it could be a succubus or whatever.
No, the Pit Fiend
Well,
is
that-
NPC.
Yeah, it's the NPC on the list.
NPC has minions, doesn't
Yeah, that's true. It could be.
Well, no, because then it wouldn't be a transform of love. This is specifically, it has to be him transforming, or alternatively the cleric transforming. But we've already got an interesting plot hook here. No need to go somewhere else with that.
he? Well, I'm not going somewhere else. I'm just adding in extra steps.
Step 4, profit.
Did we lose
There we go.
Grant in
It
here?
empowers the soul of someone who truly loves his god, i.e. the cleric,
Okay.
who will undergo
I've been muted this whole fucking time. Another
Yeah,
way to
you
interpret that could be that the love itself is transformed, or a lover to the cleric is transformed. But I like the idea of the Pit Fiend seducing his way into the church because it's really it brings the NPC a lot more relevance without necessarily throwing a level 1 party against the Pit Fiend!
Right.
Okay,
We're
so.
not gonna fight Pit Fiends this session? I'm out.
Fuck, I quit! This is
Pace.
boring!
Rage.
I wanted him to give me his wish.
Okay, so. That's the base scenario. So how do we turn that into a small mission for the mercenary group?
Well, I mean, he's gonna need the people out of the way, right?
Maybe the
'Cause-
cleric already succeeded. Or, I mean, the Pit Fiend already succeeded, and we're being sent to recover the item. I don't know.
Well, no, like if the Pit Fiend is gonna be in the temple, then obviously he's going to need a distraction elsewhere, because seducing just the cleric doesn't get everybody else out of his way.
Right.
It just gets him direct access. So there's got to be something that he's doing elsewhere to distract everybody else.
Alternatively, we could be hired to move in and clean up shop, and they don't realize that they're hiring Chris's character. Because that, like, we get our jobs from the company, right? Like, they hand out, there's a board or whatever, right? And for whatever reason, Chris decides, no, this is a chance to go and, like, if this is the temple at the village where Chris used to live, right? I'm sorry, where Azarn used to live. If Azarn used to live there and the temple has been corrupted somehow, and he used to be a member of that well chapter, you'd be all over protecting that. Like, your
Yeah.
dad is out there, isn't he?
Yeah.
So we could say the Pit Fiend lied, transformed, polymorphed, and seduced his way into getting what he wanted. But in the wake of a fucking Pit Fiend, there's like tainted rats and shit, and like the wildlife in the temple has been
Yeah, that's
disturbed.
What I was saying.
Yeah, and basically the Merc group gets called in to clean up the mess because the well chapter is indisposed.
And naturally, this just bolsters the hatred for that fucking cleric.
Mhm.
Because it's his fault. I mean, even if he doesn't admit it. Actually, hold on. Let's
I don't mind.
here's a good chance to test this. Since we're setting up a scenario here, would the cleric take blame, or would the cleric acknowledge blame for this?
I'm gonna say that's it's Falco's antagonist, right? But this cleric is a racist douche, right?
Yeah.
This is the corruption of evil. It wasn't his fault. So I'm gonna go with very unlikely.
Yeah, I like very unlikely on that.
If we go with the first roll, it wasn't a random event. It says yes.
No, that was just, we're just cycling through it.
Yeah, that was me that was me
I
using
know,
that macro
I know,
to just
I'm
get a
saying,
random event because I don't have a random event macro yet.
Yeah, but you're asking a yes or no question, so I'm just saying. You know,
Yeah,
there's
so
an answer.
so this is
Non-random.
Oh,
stuff.
shit.
oh shit. So the cleric actually takes the hit.
So I mean, like, he calls it the company, and like naturally, my character's fucking furious. I mean, my character's just like, of course, this is what happens when somebody who is loyal to the gods decides that he's just gonna start deciding who gets what.
Right.
This is what happens. You get pit fiends interfering in your shit.
Okay, so the cleric is the one that hires the Merc group because he realized he's fucked up.
And he wants to keep this away from the temple. Like, no, I don't want to bring in the Wells
Covering
chapter.
up. Yeah, because that's gonna go well with the gods. Yeah.
And of course, well, it just so happens that somebody who's connected to the Well chapter shows up.
Not to mention Zachariah. That cleric's gotta be pissed.
Yeah, this character's pretty.
Your
the-
mic
the
is lighting
cleric's-
up, but we're not hearing you, Falco.
Yeah, he's right.
Your microphone is muted or some shit. Your microphone is now literally muted. In
It's literally Hitler.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I had asked the question, does he give the full story of what happened?
I want to go with another unlikely. I want to go with a very unlikely on this one.
Right.
So Chris, hit the button.
No, he doesn't give the full story.
Okay, so what would he leave out?
Oh, the seduction.
Yeah, he'd probably leave out the seduction itself and just say that, a devil somehow...
It conned him into it.
Right.
A devil conned him into letting him in.
You know, if I was this cleric, I was a fucking racist asshole. I'd cop that it was my responsibility to watch over this temple, but I wouldn't cop to being the weak point that caused the breach.
Hell no.
That makes sense, yeah.
Oh, so like it's my fault I didn't keep him out, but I didn't let him
Right.
in.
Right. So instead, he just says, a pit fiend hit. What do I do? Like, this is my fault. I need help clean up, guys. That's how you spin shit, because that way you're not only staying out of the bad guy light, but coming off as more humble, and that's exactly what a fucking corrupt, racist, dick-ass fucking preacher would do. Trust me.
So true.
I don't have bad experiences or anything. What are you talking about?
I wouldn't know.
All right, so we know the basic premise of like the job that we're being called here for. Do we want to play out the scene of us actually arriving on scene to talk to this cleric?
We'll put him at the start, I guess. We need a name for this cleric.
I wrote his name is. I just picked it completely at random, like with the generator. I got Carlton Tretmeyer.
Seriously, Carlton? That's amazing.
Yep.
Carlton the cleric.
White.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. What race is he? Is he Azamar?
No, he's got to be human with a name like Carl. It's Carl the cleric.
Dude, he could be like half celestial. With a name
Oh,
like
that
Carl.
would still work.
But no, I like you know what? Let's roll on the chart to find out what fucking race he is. If it's 1 to 7, if it's 1 to 6, he's human. If it's
Grant, use your NPC generator.
I don't have an NPC generator.
Yes,
yet.
you do. Just use your World of Darkness one.
My World of Darkness NPC generator?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not gonna give us a race.
I know it won't give us a race, but it might give us a starting point.
Okay, that's a 4. It's not one of the common races.
All right.
It's one of the less common races.
He's an Archon!
No, like
He's a Trumpet Archon.
he's actually not something available for a PC race. What do we got, Chris?
In the good sense or just in the general sense?
In the sense of something that would make sense for something to be divine.
Matt's right, like the Archons, Angels, Celestials.
Maybe he is a fucking half celestial. Dude,
Oh
it's
my
like-
god, so he's not just racist, he's one of those guys that just looks down his nose at everything.
Yes. Okay, make a note that he's a half celestial named Carl.
Now use your World of Darkness NPC generator and give him an appearance.
I gotta dig it up.
Lame. I've got it open. Hang on.
Okay, smack some.
I
Smack
don't
some
really think that
descriptions on
works as well because you get some like descriptions that aren't going to work for a lot of things.
He's a fucking half celestial. You know what his appearance is? Goddamn pretty boy. We mean like anime pretty boy. Long flowing hair.
I got adult female of mixed heritage, gay, charitable, and tinfoil hat, biker vest, impatient,
See-
muggle,
Yeah.
left town and lost
Yeah, I don't know if most of that applies.
Celestial with a biker vest? Heck yeah!
Okay, so let's go with
And he's got tinfoil hat. Demons are out to get him. Conspiracy theories.
I mean, now he's got proof, right?
Yeah.
That damn fiend that was drinking up his fucking life well, and this fucking pit fiend. Like,
Please don't give him credit for actually using this generator.
I wrote the generator. What the fuck you trying to say?
Yeah, and it's really good for World of Darkness.
Okay, but I'm feeling like a half celestial should be somebody who's like flowing long hair, like the guy who looks like he's gonna look down his nose at you, right?
Right.
It's like the skinny Fabio.
Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do is these are the monsters we have available to us right now. So we're gonna deal.
But which one are we going to fight? Also, I opt to run away. In fact, at some point, I might just go ahead and pick up Expeditious Retreat so I can run away better.
It's not a bad call to make. There is some manual work we're gonna have to do with the setup here. In that the encounters are not going to be randomly designed. We'll have to manually roll on charts for that. Like deciding is there a trap, etc. And we're going to have to avoid metagaming for shit like secret doors. Because I haven't gotten that macro set up currently to mask the text with the text color being equal to the background color yet. But this is a theory run here, eh? Okay, so we see the job post go up, and Azarn is immediately like, oh my god, yes! Azarn, do you show this to Zach?
Yeah, in fact, Azarn's gonna walk through the camp, and he's gonna go up to Zach, and he's gonna be like, "You won't believe what I have just found."
Zach gives a sort of curious look, and then, assuming he's shown the posting, there's just like a very slow smile that creeps across his face.
Azarn just kind of nods in agreement, like, "Oh yeah."
Well, it would appear we have a job to do.
It's a posting for 4 people. Who are you going to bring with you?
Well, there's that drow one that's always following me around asking about magic. I'm sure we could get her to come.
And you know, you're dealing with like demons and devils and shit. You got an expert on that in your back pocket, don't you?
Right, totally.
That really confused tiefling.
Confused?
You don't even know what you're doing
Perfect
here.
reaction to that.
You weren't supposed to be here today. Welcome to your character's backstory.
That's true.
I mean, honestly, I don't care who we bring with us, because I'm just looking forward to seeing the look on his face. I'm really hoping that he is going to be part of the problem we have to deal with, but I'm not that optimistic.
If he is, do you really think he would admit it?
No, but we have ways of making people talk.
For instance, you know this drow chick.
Well, we do need the people either way if we want to accept this, so we'd better get them quickly before someone else decides to jump on it.
You get the tiefling, I'll get the drow.
Works for me.
Alright, who wants to take this scene first? Chris or Falco? And by or do Azarn or Zach?
Zach can take it.
Alright.
Okay, so, Abel, what are you currently doing? Probably poring over your books.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so, you know where to find this guy. He's always in his tent, looking over books. Take it away.
Alright, so, Zach will approach the tent, and assuming there's not some sort of protection or the like, he's just gonna, make his way inside. Before he even says anything, he'll grab the nearest book off the shelf and start paging through it, like he understands it, but it's not going to hold his attention for more than the flipping through it curiously phase. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And he's actually not going to say anything yet, just to see how Abel reacts to his sudden presence.
That's your cue, Matt.
Clearly,
Maybe he's roleplaying no reaction at all.
Like, clearly he's just, like, too busy in his books, or Matt is forgetting to hit the fucking push to talk like a noob.
Scrub!
After a considerable delay, Abel will look up and go, "Oh, that's an excellent one. That's the treatise on interdimensional realignments of planar shifting axes, right? By Gottfried."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's dead wrong, but really interesting.
Apparently, Zach kind of tosses the book aside casually, and says, "We have a job. Come." He just kind of, motions like to follow him out of the tent.
What exactly is this job?
There's this church of shoot. What god does this cleric worship?
The cleric in question probably worships one of the 3 divine flavored gods. Probably Selena,
Right, Selena.
the most commonly
Yeah.
worshipped god in the Empire.
You see this well-known, respected, and you can kind of, just feel the venom dripping from his lips as he says this so sarcastically. A cleric of Selena.
It goes right over my head.
Yeah.
Wisdom 2.
Right.
And no sense motive.
Yeah. He's having some problems with some sort of fiendish influence that got into his church. So they need someone to take care of the fallout of that, so to speak. So come on, you know this kind of stuff.
That's true, I do. He able to stand up, goes over to one wall of his tent where he has like 30 different holy symbols. Actually, one for each god. Grabs half a dozen off of them.
Right.
You know, grabs his prayer book, clasps it shut, and throws it in a backpack. Paper, ink, and his apparently standard issue camping gear. He's not exactly sure what to do with it.
My
Yeah,
survival
that-
with my survival of -3.
But,
Yeah.
but he's got it, you know, so there's that.
Right. Oh, and Zach pretty much always just has his backpack slung over his shoulder, like he doesn't want to have to spend time gathering his shit. When there's
Yeah,
a
like he
job,
just-
he's ready to go.
Like he just got out of class at high school or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Fucking.
Ready to go, I guess. Yeah, let's take
All
out
right.
the demon stuff.
So yeah, so you guys are headed to the stable then?
Yeah, we're meeting Azarn and Sarissa at the stable.
All right.
Oh, we're riding.
Well, unless you feel like walking that distance.
Well, how far is it?
Probably a day's travel with an inn along the way.
By foot or on horse?
By foot, so you can get there fucking a couple hours on horse.
I'm comfortable with walking.
I'm sure you are. We're meeting at the stable.
I'm not quite sure how to ride. Well, if they've got a donkey, maybe, or like you know something kind of smaller and gentler than.
We're not entering a race. We're riding a horse. I don't have lessons either. I'll figure it out.
Okay, fine. I'll give it a shot. Why not? Every day is an adventure.
Yeah. He just kind of like, motions impatiently, like, come on.
Table's already moving.
All right.
Good.
So, Azarn,
Yeah.
you'll have to go looking for her. This is not abnormal. Sarissa has a really obnoxious habit of being everywhere you don't want her to be. For whatever reason you don't want her to be there for. So you know the first place you shouldn't bother looking is her tent. After searching everywhere but her tent, you realize she has to be in her tent. This is par for the course with the Drow. However, you've found that her skill set makes her rather invaluable. Which is just about the only thing that makes her rather invaluable. Given that you are one of such... what's the word I'm looking for? You probably don't get laid a whole lot.
I think he's talking like a DM still.
Yes, I am. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you noble and honorable and chaste?
I wouldn't go with Chase there. Particularly not since joining the mercenary company.
You want to be chaste, but can't. Is that where I'm getting from you?
No, it's more just that like he's like, oh man, I'm out of the order now. I don't have all these rules that I need to abide by.
Oh, right. So he's the fucking paladin equivalent of the Catholic schoolgirl.
Yeah, actually,
Right.
pretty much.
Okay. In that case, there are more than one reason that you would want her around. You find her at her tent. She's going over her poisons, her daggers. You've
There will be a moment after all of his searching where he has to pinch his nose, where he's just like, "Oh my god, why? I'm just going to tie a bell to her. That's all, and then she can take it off when we actually need her help. Yeah, that'll work." And then he'll go into the tent.
So she's in her tent and she's going over her blades, her keeping the daggers sharp, maintaining her crossbows, making certain the whip is still. What do you do with the whip? Do you oil that shit? Like, how does that work?
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, so she's oiling the whip.
She's oiling it either way.
very focused, and doesn't respond to you entering the tent. And unlike Matt, I actually tell you that's what's happening.
Well, normally he would stop and just kind of sit there for a little, admiring the view. But this time, he's got shit to do and places to be, so he says, "How do you feel about hypocrites?"
Haven't we had this conversation? Burn 'em, fuck 'em.
Well, see, it just so happens, there's a guy that I think you may have heard of from Zach. It's a cleric of Selena who doesn't like everybody.
Carl!
Carl, yeah, okay, so you have heard the story. Well, as it turns out, Carl let a demon into his temple,
And?
he wants us to clean up after him.
Alright. Why are you talking to me?
Well, it's a call for four, and we need, one more.
Alright. What's in it for me?
Well, I mean, aside from the fact that you totally get to watch a cleric of Selena who doesn't belong in that role eat his own words, which really is at least half the reward for me.
You get a blank look.
You get the same reward the rest of us do, paid.
Why are you so boring? She slips the dagger into her belt. Like, it's obvious, like, she kind of slumps, like, fine. Right? It's in her body
I'm pretty
language.
sure anything that I could give you, you could already get on your own. And he will eye her that...
She shrugs, she says, it was worth a shot. I mean, you might have said that there was something that specifically called for my talents. It's one thing to watch a hypocrite eat his own words, it's another to feed them to him. With a fire poker.
I'm really hoping that's going to be our bonus, but I'm not counting on it. I'm not that optimistic.
Yeah, isn't there something in the contract about not torturing the client?
He will look pointedly at the contract at that mention.
Anyways,
Roll it.
well, it might not be in the contract, but I'm pretty certain the boss might have a problem with it.
That's
Roll it.
true. I'm
Actually,
sure
I'm not pretty certain. I know for a fact he has a problem with it.
Use Mythic. Roll it.
Yes.
And she will she'll saunter out the tent without following you, right? Like, she'll leave you in that slightly dazed and like, wait, she tortured a client? How is she still here, right?
No, he's actually not that surprised that she tortured a client like that. That's pretty much what he expects.
She's waltzing past Azarn and heading out of the tent without being led anywhere, as if she knows where to go.
He will watch her go and just take a moment. Keep
Sheesh.
watching and then follow her.
All right, so she'll take a roundabout way until she eventually finds them at the stable.
Yeah. Zach's, of course, been there for quite a while by that point.
Oh yeah, Sarissa's
Obviously.
chronically lazy and always late.
And he doesn't look very surprised by that. He'll look over at Azarn and go, "Did you remember to tell her that we need her talent specifically?"
No, I was too obsessed about the hypocrites and words.
Yes. What do you expect of an ex-paladin?
I generally find it's my experience with Azamar in general, actually.
He will cracks his books open.
Well, I was avoiding saying it.
Of all people, I have the right to be racist.
Just because somebody has been racist to you does not mean you can be racist.
Tell that to him, and she jerks a thumb at the tiefling.
He'll turn and repeat it to the tiefling.
That's you, Matt.
The tiefling looks up. What? Sorry, I missed that. I was reading.
Stop being racist. Sarissa nods.
Can't help the race that I am. That's not something. That I
See?
can...
See? And she like holds up her hands as if he's proven some kind of point.
She does have a point. He says that.
No,
rather-
she doesn't.
rather-
She actually has the antithesis of a point. She
Zach
does not
is-
point.
She's-
Zach
She-
is
she-
clearly,
look-
like smiling like he knows it's complete bullshit. And he's just trying to.
She tilts her head. She tilts her head at Azarn, and she says, "Honey, I'm all points." And she does like the fucking fancy like trigger twirl with the hand crossbow.
I would have said curves.
By this point, Zach's already on the horse, or on one of the horses, looking at
Also-
the rest of them impatiently.
Yeah, I'm coming. She'll mount up. She's going to deliberately hang out in the back so she can watch the hilarity that is Abel trying to ride a horse.